Greetings, Guardians of Dominion, Andre here with another explosive video.
If you're playing Hero Wars Alliance on Android, now's your chance to save big with Huawei's app gallery. For a limited time, you can get up to 25% off the Golden Pass and receive 15% back in Huawei Points on every purchase, every day. This special campaign runs from June 9th to July 15th, 2025, so act quickly. Just click the link in the description and download the game through App Gallery. Your game progress is completely safe. Simply link your Google or App Gallery account, and you'll pick up right where you left off. Make sure your device country settings are supported, including Austria, Belgium, France, Germany, Italy, Ireland, Netherlands, Poland, Portugal, Switzerland, Spain, Turkey, Ukraine, United Kingdom, and more. Don't miss these exclusive rewards. Tap the link and power up your Hero Wars Alliance journey today.
Today, we're counting down the top 5 mages in Hero Wars Alliance, the powerhouses, who can turn the tide of any battle with a single spell. From devastating area damage to game-changing control effects, these magical heroes bring more than just sparkles to the fight. If you're looking to build a team that dominates with brains and pure power, you're in the right place. Let's break it down and see who truly deserves a spot on your roster. Xe'Sha is a Chaos faction mage in Hero Wars Alliance, and she becomes incredibly dangerous in teams that sacrifice their own health. She gains permanent magic attack every time an ally loses health through allied abilities. That makes heroes like Aidan essential, and when you add a healer like Martha, Dorian, or Mushy and Shroom, the team stays alive longer, giving Zasha more time to scale and deal huge damage. Her ultimate drains 3% of allies' max health, though only if they're above 25%, and then targets the enemy with the lowest magic defense. The damage depends on her magic attack and the health removed. If the enemy dies, allies instantly recover double the health they lost. It's a high-risk, high-reward skill, and it works perfectly against dodge heroes or protected backliners especially. If you pair her with Lilith, who lowers the enemy's magic defense in the middle line, another key skill sacrifices a small portion of her own health to boost allies' magic attack for seconds, and this bonus is doubled for Chaos allies. It's short but powerful, and the more magic attack Zasha has, the stronger this effect becomes. That's why stacking magic attack on her has a double benefit. It increases her own damage, and her team's too. She also casts a protective mist early in battle that causes enemies to miss all basic attacks for seconds. It doesn't scale with any stat, but it's a great defensive move, especially against high physical damage teams like Kira, Ishmael, or Dante. Her most powerful passive is the one that makes her scale endlessly. Every time an ally loses health through sacrifice, Zasha gains a permanent magic attack bonus equal to 25% of the health lost. The longer the battle goes, the stronger she gets, and once she builds up that magic attack, she can share it with allies through her boost skill. This makes her especially deadly in long fights like Hydra battles, where Aidan's health scaling gives her more to work with. Use Zasha when you want to grow stronger over time, punish low magic defense, or shut down teams that rely on dodging or control. If she stays alive, she becomes a late-game monster and a serious threat to any opponent. Iris is a demonic nerd from the Eternity faction. She may not look terrifying, but she takes real joy in watching her enemies burn. As a mage, she relies on buffs and debuffs to reach her full potential. Even though she only has one offensive ability in her fire, it can be enough to destroy entire teams. Her ultimate, Burning Soul, stores pure soul charges whenever allies are empowered or enemies are debuffed. When triggered, she damages all enemies based on the number of charges and executes those with low health. Since Iris has low magic penetration by default, she needs help to reach full damage. Heroes like Tempest, Corvus, Nebula, or Orion can make a huge difference. Her green skill, Supernatural Creature, sends out her familiar, Body, who reduces enemy magic defense and extends all debuffs by 5 seconds. This hits early in the fight and lays the groundwork for serious damage. It's a great way to amplify team-wide pressure. With Mysterious Pact, Iris becomes immune to all debuffs permanently, and when enemies try to apply debuffs or marks to her allies, she weakens their physical and magical attack for 7 seconds. She doesn't just resist debuffs, she punishes them, Inner Fire, her passive, is where the damage stacks up. Every time a debuff is applied, Iris burns the enemy for damage over time. If it comes from an Eternity ally, the damage is double. Up to 5 burns can stack per target, and even the reductions from her blue skill count as debuffs. Support. Class effects also trigger burns, and with her new magic critical skin, she can even land critical burn damage dots if you're running a team packed with buffs and debuffs. Iris is a top tier pick. Wherever debuffs are flying, she thrives and her flames can melt through even the strongest lineups. Sattorii is a mage from the mystery faction, and he's known for doing what few heroes can, wiping out the entire enemy team in a single strike. But there's a catch: he needs time. His full power unfolds in the later stages of battle, so keeping him alive early on is critical. One of Sattorii's unique strengths is that he steals intelligence from enemies, a permanent effect that lasts until the end of the fight. This not only weakens his targets, but makes him stronger, boosting both his damage and survivability against magic-based teams. His ultimate, Ravenous Pack, enhances his basic attacks to deal magic damage and apply Foxfire marks. When activated, it detonates those marks for massive magic damage, and during this skill, Sattorii becomes immune to control effects. The more marks he applies, the more explosive the result. It's worth noting that Sattorii's basic attack damage is based on his physical attack, but it's treated as magic damage, so you can boost it with either physical attack bonuses or magic penetration. His green skill, Spirit Banishment, hits all enemies with damage and applies 1 Foxfire mark each, but also adds an extra mark per allied mystery hero. So, the more mystery allies you bring like Zeri, Amira, Leon, or Celeste, the more devastating this attack becomes. The blue skill, Age-Old Wisdom, allows Sattorii to steal intelligence with every successful basic attack. He also heals for 200% of the damage dealt. This makes him stronger with each hit, increasing his magic attack, magic defense, and even his survivability. Over time, he becomes a magic wall, especially dangerous to teams that rely on intelligence-based heroes. And now for the ability that truly defines him, Impending Justice. Each time an enemy gains bonus energy, Sattorii applies 9 Foxfire marks. Not regular energy from damage or kills, only bonus energy counts. This includes effects from energy-boosting skills, like those from Octavia and other popular heroes. That's why this skill can instantly destroy high health or magic-resistant enemies. Once the marks stack up, if you've unlocked Sattorii's magic critical hit skin, the damage potential becomes even more terrifying. But there's one big weakness. If those marks are removed before he detonates them, the damage drops to 0. Timing and synergy are key. Sattorii thrives in battles where enemies gain bonus energy. In those fights, he's not just effective, he's lethal. Heidi is a mage hero from the mystery faction who poisons the center of the enemy team and becomes more dangerous the longer she survives. Her dodge chance increases over time, so keeping her alive is crucial. She's especially effective against shield-heavy heroes like Aidan, Anvari, Astaroth, Isaac, Judge, and others. Whenever enemy shields are damaged, Heidi applies Toxin, and if those toxins are removed early, they still deal damage. That's what makes her dangerous, even against support heroes like Nebula or Celeste. Her ultimate, Flower of Death, places a flower in the center of the enemy team that spreads toxic pollen and applies 5 toxin stacks. The more stacks in battle, the higher the damage. Each stack lasts 10 seconds, and enemies can have up to 10. It's pure damage, so it ignores armor and magic defense. With Toxic Spit, Heidi's basic attacks apply toxin whether they hit directly or get absorbed by shields. If an enemy removes a toxin before it expires, it still deals damage. This ability scales with the number of allied mystery heroes, so teammates like Amira, Leon, or Celeste make her even stronger. Snake Charmer sends out a snake that removes toxins from the nearest enemy, then applies them to the farthest one, hitting anyone in between with half the stacks. It's a clever way to move poison from tanks to vulnerable backliners. Spike Camouflage punishes supports. If a toxin-affected enemy uses a skill that grants health or shields to an ally, all their toxins are transferred to that ally. This turns healing and protection into a liability. Heidi's pure damage can't be dodged or reduced, and most of her abilities scale with magic attacks, so she pairs well with Nebula, Celeste, or Xe'Sha. She's a strong pick against dodge teams, shield teams, and anyone who tries to cleanse. In the right setup, she becomes a poison machine that's nearly impossible to counter. Folio is a mudge from the mystery faction, and he plays like a mix between a Mira and Mojo. He deals strong area damage, grants energy to allies, and controls enemy movement, making him a versatile pick in many situations. He's especially effective against heroes like Kayla, Luther, or Yasmin, those who leap into the enemy team, because Folio's skills punish close-range engagements and restrict movement. His ultimate, Ink Blot, creates a growing ink spot above the center of the enemy team. It expands for 5 seconds, and the longer it grows, the more damage it deals. Once complete or if interrupted, it slams down, dealing heavy area magic damage. With its high scaling for magic attack, this skill can wipe out entire teams in one strike, just like Amira's best hits. His green skill, Ancient Writings, locks down a nearby enemy for seconds, preventing movement and dealing damage. When the effect ends, the target and nearby enemies take additional damage. This ability is great not just for burst damage, but for controlling dodge-based heroes who rely on movement to survive. Ink Copy, his blue skill, summons a stationary clone in front of your team. It has 84% of Folio's health, magic penetration, and magic attack, and gets stronger with each allied mystery hero. While the copy has 0 armor and magic defense, it draws enemy attacks, and when hit, it gives nearby allies 10 bonus energy per hit. It's a high-risk, high-reward mechanic. The copy attracts enemies like Zasha or Yasmin, but when timed well, it fuels your team with energy and turns the tide of battle. His passive, Curse of Knowledge, targets the enemy with the highest intelligence and steals their stat for 16 seconds. When the effect ends, all enemies are pulled toward that target. The intelligence steal is similar to Sattorii's, but temporary, though the potential burst damage during those 16 seconds is massive, and pulling enemies together makes it easier to hit multiple targets with area skills, especially if you follow up with Ink Blot or other AO heroes. Folio is a tactical mudge, great for crowd control, energy support, and explosive AO. In a right setup, he can turn a chaotic battle into a clean sweep. And there you have it. Guardians, the top 5 mages in Hero Wars. Alliance, from devastating poison and explosive area damage to energy control and pure magical force. Each of these heroes brings something unique to the battlefield. The right mudge can completely shift your strategy and your victories. Now it's your turn. Who's your favorite mudge? Did your top pick make the list? Or did we miss someone you think deserves the spotlight? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. I always enjoy hearing your take. If you found this video helpful, be sure to hit that like button. Subscribe for more daily Hero Wars content, and turn on notifications so you never miss an update. From Olympus Alliance. Until next time, stay sharp, build smart, and never stop testing. Salute and friendship.